We as Noven have paved the way for international income, pushed for cheaper introductory Dutch courses, and helped initiate the International Classroom Project. Our strong party emphasis has always been on internationalization and integration of students. After having studied the manifestos of our opposite parties, we have come to the reasonable doubt that this issue can be improved by means of a fair distribution of nationalities. We believe that this to be a value judgment that is not desirable and contributes to an unhealthy academic environment. While we are supportive about the idea of student-to-student Dutch courses, we question the implementation of such a project. Therefore, we would like to challenge other parties on their projects regarding integration and internationalization of student associations, while being eager to hear the concrete steps of implementation during the upcoming year.
Simen, on integration and internationalization.
Yeah. Okay.
What is your matter's position?
Our position is it's really, really important because I think I'm international a little bit, and I think we have like 40% who are as well in Maastricht, and we think there should be it's really hard to get to know, for me, like as an international student, although I'm just from Germany, it's not that easy to get to know Dutch students, to have like this really community feeling I would like to have, because I came to the Netherlands, so I expected to be surrounded by them, to have most of my friends from them, so I was really confused when I came here. I'm just a new student, I can't say this from my own experience. So, but I would like to change this. I think we should be together, we should be one big community, and I think here's one really crucial thing, that's the language. So, Dutch should be a language which is accessible for every student. Students should learn Dutch. If it should be easy to access, it shouldn't be really pricey, it shouldn't be really expensive, it should be easy. So what we want, we think win-win situations are the ones which are sustainable. So we looked for one, we were like, okay, we have a lot of Dutch students here, which are capable if they get the training to teach other students Dutch as well. On the other hand, they can get some finance for it, they can be employed, they can be new employees by university who give to the new students free Dutch courses. Okay. By this, we allow them to stay here easy. It's like also a really big interest by the government already. We can see this we have a cooperation with UNU, and they have a really great pilot right now, which are working on the same thing because they also have this vision, people should get free Dutch courses, and they found a creative solution for it with the government to allow it for social work. We're also looking for creative solutions. I think there's really room for creative solutions.
Okay. So you kind of agree?
Yeah. Yes, I will certainly support you matter on the language aspect. Maybe to go a bit further from this question, I would say I'll tell the idea that I proposed after consultations with Lithuanian government, to the Maastricht University, to the current rector and upcoming rector. And we are discussing the idea of having a campus in Eastern Europe. So having Maastricht University even bigger structure, more international structure, being truly European university, with taking the responsibility for the Eastern European non-EU countries for their development, for their democratization process.
Okay. So satellite campuses.
As a satellite campuses to reach the Baltic states market, because higher education is a business. We have to admit that. So reaching the Baltic states market, Polish market, Georgian, Ukrainian, Russian, and Belarusian markets.
Maastricht University, Berlin.
We would offer
how many?
Yes, we would offer it in Vilnius, with a clear support for Lithuanian government, and I guess that if there would be will to do that, we could start it right away.
Okay. Satellite campuses.
Your solution for integration is moving to Eastern Europe?
No. It's very sad that you have so in-box thinking if it is such the only option that you see. I would say that having students not only from Germany and Netherlands and Belgium, seeing the need for Maastricht education from the Baltic states, increasing needs from that. We are having in the past years 80 students from such small country as Lithuania. We have over 200 students from all Baltic states. So you can't deny that it is interest in Maastricht University. If we can do it, why not?
Well, I'm going to ask the position of DOPE is instead of
We're not-
reacting to others.
We're not going to deny that. We even agree with that. When it comes to integration and internationalization, we already replied in our answer that for us these two are two distinct things, and they often have the tendency to get mixed together in one discussion. When we talk about internationalization, what we want and what the same reports that the international classroom were based on have shown is that one of the problems with internationalization is that you don't just need to bring two groups together, you need to level the playing field by creating Maastricht University as a multinational university. So I agree in that sense that we need more different kind of nationalities, and in action to that we already addressed the same issue in the University Council, saying, well, we want to take a closer look at the way Maastricht University spends its budget on the recruitment of students. Are we keeping the two large groups, Dutch and German groups, of which the reports have said, well, the problem is that these two groups don't mingle because they're too large, because they don't feel the need to mingle with each other? Or are we working at the root of the problem and trying to find more different kind of nationalities? In the reply to our answer, or in your challenge, you said that you saw this as a value judgment and that you thought that the issue, the root of the problem wasn't there. We disagreed on that based upon a report that has been made of the Faculty of Law, where they looked at the different community of European law, seeing that a multinational course where different nationalities were all minorities, actually integration was not an issue over there. They had a different kind of issues, quality of education, but these people mixed and mingled simply because they saw the need to, because they all were part of a minority.
So well, they all agree. So what is the difference with the Novum position then?
Well,
or do you hear things that you think they don't agree? Or
No, I think I think it's very nice for them, all of them to agree on that we need to be more international and have better integration. I think that's definitely the case. We are an international university, so we should practice what we preach, and we as Novum do that.
Can I just intrude in that
no,
for one?
no.
I'm sorry? Okay.
I don't even know where he's going.
Okay. Well, we as Novum started to exist for this problem because we saw that there was a problem with integration, internationalization. That was one of the core reasons we came to existence. And we've been working on that problem since the beginning. We've worked on the international classroom, as Roy said. We have multiple nationalities within our party as well. And we want to work on that, still want to emphasize that being an international university is not only having different nationalities, but integrating those different nationalities. And integration does not only mean an integration between different nationalities, but also integration between different faculties. You should look at it in a broader essence, or a broader sense, because we're living in an international world. Students will, after their master or after their bachelor program, will be working in an international market, and will be forced, or will be working with different nationalities, different people from different perspectives.
Okay, but can you say, if you say, well, we want to work towards integration, not only having, do you have any concrete steps that you would like to?
Well, bring students more together, like via minors, interfacultary minors maybe, via lectures, studium generale. We've already worked on that since the beginning. So lectures, yeah, in that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
The audience, internationalization, are we an international university? The mic is, well, yes. It'll be stepwise, Veronica.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Hospers, and also I'd like to thank everybody who came here because I do agree that's great that we have a debate, and it's even bigger than last year, the audience, so we're moving forward. I have a question specifically for Kevin, since I wonder, and maybe the other partakers could also apply. In my opinion, you have also the recruitment to get the students here. Then you have the integration of the students in Maastricht, and then you have the value that you add to the society as the people that are going to study for a master or alumnus who may be coming back and spread the word about their beautiful university. My question to you, Kevin, is you, of course, are aware of the fact that we have a 50% Dutch, 45% EU, and 5% non-EU in the master phase, and 50, 35, and 15 in the bachelor phase. And I wonder, what are you going to do next year if you are elected? What are you going to do to change the recruitment budget in a way that we can still have these little minorities, so that we can integrate what you just elaborated on, but also comply with the policy of our big boss, Martin Paul? How are you going to do that on the recruitment side?
If you, one of the problems is now that we don't have a clear overview on how the money is spent and where the money is spent. So the first step will be to get those numbers and to know where are we spending our money and how are we cross-differentiating between these nationalities. The second step is if the numbers that we've set, 50%, 45%, and 5%, that's something that we can maintain. But we have to look at where are we getting our students from now. We've seen in the last years that there's an increase in international students. About now they're close to even over 45%. And when we look at how we want to implement these budgets, it means that we have to focus on how are we attracting these Dutch students. Because basically we are still a university located in a Dutch city, even though we want to be international and we as DOPE agree upon the fact that we have to be an international university in its image. We also have to recognize that our heritage is still a Dutch university. In that sense, when we look at how we disperse these numbers, we want to make sure that the budget is spent not 50, 45, 5, but the budget is spent in a way that we realize that actually the recruitment is 50, 45, 5.
But would you, to be clear, do you have a position about the composition of nationalities? Do you have an idea if it's now 50, 35, 15 in the bachelor? Do you want to have more EU students, less Dutch, more non-EU?
One of the problems at this university is that when we stated this policy, saying we wanted 50, 45, 5, we did it university-wide. So that means that the current situation is that when we go to Randwyk, we have a majority of Dutch students. When we go to SBE, we have a majority of German students, few smaller nationalities, and Dutch students. And if you really want to address the 50, 45, 5 issue, you have to make sure that this issue gets implemented more equally among faculties.
Yeah, what is your idea? Do you want to have, I'll repeat the question, do you want to have, are you happy with 50% Dutch, 45% EU, 5% non-EU? Or do you say, no, I want to have more Dutch students, more non-EU? Or do you have no position?
If you look at what we said about internationalization, and we said that the only way to solve the integration issue is to make a more equal dispersion of all nationalities, then it would be quite unwise to say that we want to stick to the 50% Dutch students, 45-5. The 5 needs to increase to an overall 50-50, even 60-40%, and going on from there.
And the others, want to react on this position on nationalities, distributions?
I think it's...
I'd really like a statement from the ambassador of Lithuania
Yeah,
on this.